This incident happened in 2019.
It was reported locally, but never gained national attention. Some details were changed for safety. What happened to me was not unique.
That's the scariest part. I ordered a ride home through a transportation platform after a late shift.
It was just after 10:40 p.m. The platform showed the driver's name,
His photo,
his license plate.
everything checked out. The car pulled up exactly where it was supposed to. I got in.
That was my first mistake. At first, nothing felt wrong.
The driver didn't talk much, just nodded when I said hello.
5 minutes in, I noticed he missed a turn.
I assumed the GPS rerouted him.
Then he missed another one. I spoke up and said, "I think you passed my street." He didn't answer.
He just turned the radio up. That's when I noticed the child lock light on the door.
I tried my handle.
It didn't open. I told myself not to panic. I asked him to pull over.
He finally spoke.
"You'll be home soon." His voice was calm, practiced.
The platform suddenly froze.
The map stopped moving.
No signal. He turned onto a road I didn't recognize. No streetlights.
No houses. My heart was beating so hard I felt sick. I said I was calling the police.
He smiled in the rearview mirror and said, "There's no service here." That's when I knew.
This wasn't a mistake. I tried opening the door again. Locked. I started screaming. He reached over and turned the volume all the way up. Music blasted. No one could hear me.
Then he said something I still hear in my sleep.
"Please don't make this harder than it has to be." I remembered something a police officer once said on TV. "If you're being taken, make this situation impossible to control." So I did the only thing I could think of. I unbuckled my seatbelt and grabbed the steering wheel. The car swerved violently. He shouted. The tires screeched.
We slammed into a ditch. I don't remember calling out. I don't remember screaming.
I remember headlights, voices,
Hands pulling me away.
The driver ran.
They never found him.
Later, police told me something worse. The license plate was stolen. The driver account on the platform was fake. The car had been used in 2 other disappearances. Both victims were women. Neither was found. Later, police told me something worse. The license plate was stolen. The driver account on the platform was fake. The car had been used in 2 other disappearances. Both victims were women. Neither was found. This incident happened during a late-night ride in early 2020. It was never covered by national news, but the police report exists. I requested a ride just after 12:30 a.m. The city was almost empty. Shops closed. Streetlights buzzing. The platform confirmed the trip and assigned a driver within seconds. The car arrived quietly. Too quietly. The driver didn't greet me. He didn't look at me either. He just unlocked the doors. I got in. The doors locked immediately. The ride started normally. The map showed my destination clearly.
10 minutes away.
The driver drove slowly, carefully, too carefully.
Every stop sign felt deliberate. Every red light felt longer than it should have. About 5 minutes in, I noticed something strange.
The trip time wasn't changing.
Still 10 minutes.
I refreshed the screen.
Same thing. I asked the driver if traffic was heavy.
He answered without looking at me. "It doesn't matter." His voice was flat.
Like he had rehearsed it. He turned off the main road. I checked the map again. The route line disappeared. No reroute notice. No warning. Just an empty screen and a moving car.
I said my destination again. He nodded once
and kept driving.
We passed the same closed gas station twice. Same flickering sign.
Same broken light.
That's when I realized we were driving in a loop. I asked him to stop the car.
He said, "The trip hasn't ended yet." I said I wanted to get out.
He replied, "You can't exit during an active ride." That wasn't true.
But he said it with confidence. I tried opening the door.
Locked. I started recording on my phone.
The screen froze. The recording stopped by itself.
The driver finally looked at me in the mirror. His eyes were red, not bloodshot, just irritated,
like I was interrupting something. He said, "People always try to leave early." My heart dropped. I asked what he meant.
He didn't answer. We turned onto a road with no streetlights, trees on both sides, no houses, no signs, just darkness. The ride timer disappeared completely.
I called a friend. No signal.
I texted my location. Message failed. The driver slowed down,
Almost stopped.
then asked quietly, "Do you know how many people sit where you're sitting?" I didn't respond. He continued,
They all think they're the first. I kicked the door. I screamed.
He didn't react.
He just reached over and turned the radio up. Static filled the car.
Under the static, I heard voices, whispering,
Overlapping.
crying.
Suddenly, headlights appeared ahead. Another car.
Then another.
Then several.
The driver stiffened.
He swore under his breath.
He pulled over sharply
Unlocked the doors.
and said, "Get out." I didn't hesitate. I ran into the road, waving my arms. The car stopped. Real people.
Real voices. When I turned back, the car was gone.
No brake lights. No engine sound. Just empty road. Police searched the area. They found nothing. No matching driver. No matching vehicle.
The platform showed my ride as completed. Drop of location listed as unknown.
Weeks later, I searched online. Local forums. Missing persons.
I found posts describing the same driver.
Same route. Same words. Most ended the same way, with no update. Now, whenever I take a late night ride, I sit behind the driver.
I keep a window slightly open, and I watch the map, because some rides aren't meant to end.
They're meant to continue.
Until you don't.
If you've ever taken a ride late at night and felt like time stopped moving, comment "I noticed it too." You might not be the only one. This incident happened during an overnight ride in late 2021.
It occurred in a major city with millions of people awake at all hours.
What makes it terrifying is how ordinary it began.
I left work just after 1:48 a.m. The streets were quiet but not empty.
Late night shops still open.
A few cars passing. I ordered a ride through a transportation platform.
The driver accepted immediately. Too immediately. The car arrived before the estimated time. Same model as shown. Same plate number. The driver smiled when I got in. That alone felt wrong. Night drivers usually don't smile. He asked me to confirm my name. I did.
Then he asked me to confirm my destination.
I did that too.
He nodded slowly and said, "Good, that's where everyone is going tonight." I laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke.
He didn't laugh back.
The doors locked.
The ride began.
5 minutes passed, then 10.
The city lights faded faster than they should have.
I checked the map.
The route line was still there, but the streets had no names, just grey lines.
I asked the driver if there was traffic.
He said, "There used to be." That answer didn't make sense. We stopped at a red light. No cruise traffic, no pedestrians. The light stayed red. The clock on the dashboard froze at 11 a.m. My phone said the same time. It didn't move again. The driver turned to me and asked, "Have you noticed how quiet it is?" I said yes. He nodded,
Satisfied.
We passed a bus stop. There were people standing there,
All facing the road. None of them moved, not even their heads.
As we passed, every single one of them turned at the same time
And watched the car. I asked the driver to stop. He said, "Stops don't work anymore." The platform suddenly showed a warning. Trip data unavailable. Then the screen went black.
The driver slowed down. The road narrowed.
Buildings disappeared. Ahead, I saw rows of parked cars, hundreds of them, all empty, all with doors open.
Hazard lights blinking in perfect rhythm. I started crying. I asked him what this place was. He answered calmly, "This is where unfinished rides wait."
I tried opening the door. Unlocked. That surprised me. Then I noticed something worse.
There was no ground outside, just darkness, like the road dropped into nothing. I told him he was kidnapping me. He shook his head.
No, you accepted the trip.
The driver said, "If you step out now, you won't be recorded." I asked what that meant. He replied, "No history, no report, no search." I stayed frozen. The car kept moving. Suddenly, headlights appeared behind us. Then sirens. Real sirens. The driver cursed quietly. For the first time, he sounded afraid.
He swerved sharply and slammed the brakes.
"Get out. Now." The city reappeared instantly. Noise. Lights. Traffic. I fell onto the sidewalk. When I looked up, the car was already gone. Police arrived. I told them everything. They checked the platform. There was no record of the trip. No driver. No request. My phone showed I had never left work. 2 days later, I saw something online.
A forum post from another country.
Different city. Same driver description. Same frozen time. Same words. "This is where unfinished rides wait." Now, whenever I take a late night ride and the driver asks me to confirm my name, I pay attention to how they say it, because some trips aren't about where you're going. They're about whether you come back at all. If you've ever taken a ride late at night and felt like the city suddenly changed, comment "unfinished ride." Before you scroll away, hit like if this story sent chills down your spine. Comment "unfinished ride" if you've ever experienced something strange late at night. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss the next real horror story that could happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Share this video with someone who travels alone at night. They need to see this.